Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your December 2022 general reading. We're looking at the first half of December from the 1st through the 15th, and this is for our lovely lions, the fire sign of Leo. Welcome, everyone. I hope that you're all doing well. For those of you who celebrate Thanksgiving, I hope you all had a lovely, safe, peaceful holiday as we continue to move through this holiday season. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here to watch any of the videos on my YouTube channel. For those of you who subscribe and like and share, all greatly appreciated. So, this is for Leo, first half of December 2022. If your sun, moon, rising, or Venus sign is in Leo, it's a general reading, so of course it'll resonate a little differently for everyone. If you know your sun, moon, rising, and Venus signs, watch those videos as well because they can bring in additional insight and perspective. And if you find that something does resonate with you, perhaps you'd like to take a deeper look and reach out for a personal reading for yourself or as a gift for someone else. Personal readings do make great gifts for people. We are in the midst of the gift giving, a big gift giving season, so something to keep in mind. But if you're interested in any of that, you can email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. You can also get that contact info by clicking the description link below. I do offer quite a wide variety of readings in all areas of life. And once readings are purchased, they're good for up to 6 months, so there's no rush to utilize them right away, which is kind of handy if you're purchasing them for gifts for people as well. Okay. I am using the Tarot of Dreams, or is it Legacy of the Divine? It's one of the Cyril Marchetti decks, and clarifying with the Radiant Rider-Waite. Let's see what the first half of Leo, the first half of December looks like for Leo. Okay. Excuse me. Okay, Leo. We begin with a bit of the past or some kind of history. Six of Cups. Reminiscence, nostalgia. It typically represents people, places, or situations we have some kind of history with or historical connection. Old friends, old lovers, old places, home, family, roots of origin. With the Three of Cups. Celebration, partying, social energy, enjoying yourself, positive social connections in your community. Previous good times. Next we have the Three of Swords. Emotional pain, heartbreak, heartache, separation, disappointment. With the World. Major endings and moving on. The World is the last major arcana card in the tarot. The first is the Fool. He has the 0 on his card, and all the cards after the Fool, between the Fool and the World, are about learning, growing, changing, and evolving. You know, succeeding, failing, learning, until we get to the end, which is the World card here, where we graduate and we move on to a whole new journey full of different options and opportunities. A new cycle will be beginning after this. So this represents graduation and moving on. Next we have the Six of Swords. Healing, slowly but surely moving away from troubled, choppy waters behind you and moving into a place that's more calm, peaceful, serene. You're not quite to the other shore, non-solid ground yet, but you're moving there. It's a healing period, which I like to see after the Three of Swords because that does represent some emotional pain, so there's healing here. With the King of Wands, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. This will represent you as you're a fire sign, but for some of you can also represent another fire sign or somebody who comes off like one, manifests like one. That is significant. There's healing here. It feels kind of like you're moving into something new. You're moving into a new phase. Maybe you've made the decision to move on to something new or move into a new phase. and putting behind you, but that means kind of maybe putting behind you a time period where you were very happy-go-lucky, carefree, not much responsibility, or, well, we'll clarify. From the bottom of the deck, the overall energy is faith. In other decks, this is known as the Hierophant. Here, it has more of a literal representation of faith, having faith. Probably faith that the path that you're on, Leo, is the best one for you. It's also kind of taking comfort in the tried and true and things that are familiar and bring you, a sense of security and stability moving forward. It can be institutional energy, but having faith that the path that you're on is the right one. So let's clarify a bit. Let's clarify that overall energy of faith. It also represents that for the first half of December, Leo, whatever happens, whatever comes, whatever you feel, you're trusting. You're trusting that you're on the right path. The sun, light, love, warmth, laughter, illumination, pressures and restrictions being lessened or uplifted. The Knight of Pentacles. Knights usually represent offers and opportunities for change, the speed at which situations move. The Knight of Pentacles is a little slow because Pentacles is governed by the element of earth. It doesn't mean that it's slow, period. He's just slower than the other knights. This is kind of my steady Eddie. This is putting one foot in front of the other, not being in a rush, being cautious, being detailed energy, being detail-oriented. But again, making decisions and choices, walking a path that you feel is the best one, even if there might be some difficulty or some fear of the future. But really trusting that God's spirit, angels, and guides will guide you, and doing your part, which is whatever is set in front of you to do. And there's some energy here about kind of enjoying yourself too. I mean, we are in the holiday season. Clarify Six of Cups. That card of history, roots of origin. It's also the secondary soulmate card for some of you. The moon, maybe a lack of clarity. Things are not always quite what they seem. You might have some hidden fears, realistic or unrealistic. There is a sense that whatever or whoever this is about, it's something you still feel quite tied to. It's like there's a karmic link there. The Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups is a card of kind of daydreaming, fantasizing, castles in the sky, looking at the most positive potential and opportunities. It's what could be. There is some situation here, a situation, it could be anything from a job to a relationship, anything really. There's a sense that I feel like you may have in the recent past or are making a decision or have made a decision that you need to, as much as you really loved this person, place, situation for what it was, you need to move on. You need to move on to the next level. You need to move on. There's some emotional pain there. Maybe it didn't turn out the way that you wanted it to, or you're not sure. There's a sense here of, again, having faith, trying to be positive and hopeful and trusting in God's spirit, angels, and guides, not really knowing where this path is going to go. You may fluctuate because we're human beings. You might feel very positive about it sometimes. Other times you might be like, I don't know how this is going to turn out, but just really resting and trying to have faith and positivity in the path that you're on. Clarify Three of Cups. But you're not sure. Ultimately, you're not sure how it's going to work out. The Six of Cups again. The Devil, unhealthy, toxic, negative cycles, or a cycle which has turned out to be not good for you. It's something which you enjoyed, but in a very, sort of like a childlike sort of manner. It's kind of like living a life or making choices and decisions or living a lifestyle which may have started out just fine, but it turned out in some way to not be healthy as it played out as time went on, because there was a lack of attention to something you needed to pay attention to. There was a lack of maybe commitment or responsibility to something. It could just be an unhealthy social lifestyle or partying lifestyle or some kind of combination of that. It feels like somebody who was enjoying something didn't really pay too much attention to where it was going or what consequences might have been, and you've made a decision, I think, to kind of step away from that. Even though it's very difficult, because, the devil is very tempting energy. And you're, again, having faith and resting, even though there's at times that might be difficult and challenging for you. But that overall you're on the right path. Clarify Three of Swords and the World. Page of Cups and Ten of Wands. So the Page of Cups would represent, emotional messages or little positive messages. Sometimes it can be the flirty page, but I'm not getting that here. And the Ten of Wands represents, okay, this may have started out really lovely, one or two wands, but over time it's grown to be too heavy. It's had consequences that I didn't foresee, and it's time for me to lay it down. I can't carry this anymore. This feels like a conversation that you're having or that you have had with somebody, which is maybe painful or difficult. It's sort of like gently kind of drawing a line in the sand going, I can't do this way anymore. I need to move on. If it's a relationship, it would be, look, we need to kind of either, make more of a commitment or do this in a more responsible way, or, and move forward that way, or I need to move forward alone. Again, it feels like you've been doing something maybe out of a lack of, maybe you didn't have like all the often we start something, we don't know how it's going to turn out, or we don't know what the consequences are going to be, and that's what it kind of feels like here. But over time it's grown to be unhealthy, and you're having this conversation, maybe a loving conversation, saying, I can't do this anymore, and it's painful for me because I realize that doing this might mean that I have to separate myself from you or from this situation, because it either needs to transform into, something more wholesome, or you're moving on either way, or I have to move on alone. That's kind of what I'm getting. It feels like the World, the Magician, and the Ace of Swords. Yeah, because you got some insight. There was kind of an epiphany or the light bulb going off over your head, and you made a conscious decision with the Magician to consciously manifest something different. That it's a conscious decision, okay, it's time for me to move on, with or without this situation. But with the situation means that the situation would have to transform. And looking at the Devil there, it would have to transform in a healthier, more wholesome way. Let's clarify Six of Swords and King of Wands. Temperance, balance, healing, moderation. Again, this is part of the healing process. Ace of Pentacles, new beginnings, practical new beginnings. Finding healing, finding balance and stability. Starting over again or working on that. The Six of Swords, again, is healing. Whatever the situation is, if it's a job, a place, a relationship, it's not clear to me exactly what this is, and it's a general reading, so it's going to vary in details anyway. Some of you, this might be healing by moving on away from whatever or whoever it is. Others of you, it feels like there's a, I don't know, like a chance for balance and healing within the situation, like the situation, like both sides agree that they don't want to, like, again, if this was a relationship, both sides agreeing, you know, we don't want to split apart. There's all this history, there's all this connection, this karmic energy that we have. So we need to kind of heal and move forward in a different way so that we can move forward together. This isn't going to be for everyone, but I do feel it's that for some of you. But there's still a sense of not knowing yet how it's going to turn out. And basically, I mean, we're not looking at a big period of time here, 2 weeks, right? So overall, there's still quite a nice energy of just doing what's in front of you to do and taking advantage of, having fun when you can, and really sticking by your guns, but keeping yourself open for healing and reconciliation within the situation for some of you, and having faith that the path that you're walking is the right one, the one that you've chosen that's best for you. Any final messages, guidance, advice for Leo? What I'm kind of left with here, Leo, is the sense that, okay, I've made a decision. I can't continue to do things this way anymore. I realize it may cost me this. I may have to let go of this, whatever it is. But I still need to do it because this is the path I feel that's best. And I'm trusting that God, Spirit, and angels and guides will guide me through this path, and that my wish fulfillment and joy and abundance is on this path, regardless of what it feels like right now, and regardless of the fact that I can't see too far down the road now. The Five of Pentacles. A card of insufficiency and lack, but as advice, the Five of Pentacles can represent that there may be something close to you or someone. As advice, the Five of Pentacles can often represent that you might be missing something that's right in front of your face, or not giving it enough thought. That there might be some kind of help or resources that you're not aware of, or not to give up on it entirely. Which, I was feeling for some of you. We have the Lovers here. So for some of you, this may be about a relationship or something which affects a relationship. And the Lovers typically represents a choice. Often a relationship that is at a crossroads, and the choice is, do we continue together? And if so, how? Or do we make a decision to go separate? The Seven of Pentacles, it's a card of looking at what you have, and it's inventory, right? It's looking at what you have invested in something, which obviously you have a lot here. You've got this history, Six of Cups times 2, and trying to make decisions based on that. Do I just take what I can and go on? Can we make it better? Can we grow it? Yeah, I feel like for many of you, because that's that's what the advice is focused on. The advice is not to take any direct, decisive action quite yet. It's to kind of take some time to reflect on, again, this isn't for everyone, but it's the general advice. Reflect on what you've put into this before you move away from it. And for those of you who have already moved on from this or are already in the process of moving away from this person, place, or situation, again, I'm getting the sense that there's something you might not quite be seeing that's right there. I don't know. I think that means something for someone. So, all right, I'm going to leave it there. Leo, those are your messages for the first half of December. I hope that they gave you some food for thought or were helpful to you in some way. Again, if any of this does resonate with you enough that you'd like to maybe peel it back a bit and take a deeper look, reach out for a personal reading for yourself or as a gift for someone else. Feel free to email me directly, Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. You can also get that contact info by clicking on the description link attached with this video. I do offer quite a wide variety of readings in all areas of life, and I'd be just delighted to hear from you. I will see you all in a couple of weeks for the mid-month readings. Stay safe and well until then. I hope to see you back here again soon. Bye-bye.